Hi, welcome to another watercolor tutorial with the Artistic Pet. Today we'll be painting this Snow White painting, and I'll be just going over my materials with you now. I've got with me here my watercolor paper, my Prismacolor color erase pencils. I also have my bake sheet, so just my liners, but you always just need the eraser. You'll also need a set of watercolors. I have with me here my Winsor Newton 45 pan half pan set. You'll also need a set of watercolor brushes. I'll be using my Polina Bright brushes. And you'll also need a jar of water. So for the first step, I'll just be doing the outline of Snow White. So I'm just going to start up by showing you how to draw Snow White, and here I'm just drawing the head and the nose and the lips. So the nose is just a little pointy round tip, and then you got the lips, which is just two oval rectangles, and now just drawing the tip of the dress, and now her hair, which is just a bob with a bow, and here I am just drawing the bow, which is just a rectangle in the middle, and a square in the middle, and two rectangles on either side, and this is just the bottom of the bob. And this is just her fringe, which is just a inward curve. And now I'm going to start drawing the eye, which is just half a rectangle because her eye is closed. And now I'm just drawing in the lashes, which is just some simple strokes. And just the nose whole thing. So I just decided to reshape the bottom part of her hair, just because it looked a little bit strange. And now I'm just drawing in the apple, which is just a bit of a off-shaped circle, and just drawing in her fingers, which are holding the apple, obviously. If you're enjoying this tutorial, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button down below. That will let me know that you would like to see more of this type of content. Also, please do hit the bell notification button down below so that you get all of my free tutorials in the future, as well as other art videos. So now I'm just going to draw in the eyebrow, which is just a simple one stroke line, and I'm just fixing up some errors here. So I've just grabbed my materials. I've just got my sketch that I've done here, my paint brushes, my water, and just my paint. So I'm just going to start off with my Polina Bright Watercolor brush. I'm just going to dip it into the water, and then I'm going to start off with the red of the apple. So just picking up my red paint here to start off with. And I'm just going to colour in the apple, minding the lines. So while we're colouring this apple, please let me know down in the comments who your favourite Disney character is and why. And if you'd like me to do a tutorial on how to watercolour any of the Disney characters, please do let me know in the comments below. Now, if you want a reference for your apple drawing, you can actually search Google for a reference for an apple picture. And I'm not talking about the computers. You could just reference a Snow White image. However, if some artists find it better to use separate images, so say you might use a separate image from Snow White and a separate image for the apple, you can, however, reference on my image that I am sketching here, provided that you are using it for learning purposes. Going in for more red for the lips, same that I used for the apple. While we're on the subject of copying other artists, I'm okay with people copying my work as long as they're using it for learning and they're not going to post it on like Instagram or anything and say that it's their own work. And again, I'm going in for more red for the bow at the top. Just getting some more water. And just really trying to pick up that red pigment again. So just using some simple back and forth strokes. So the reason why I'm sticking with the red here is I don't want to move on to my next colour just yet, because I don't want the colours to mix and it will keep the water cleaner. And planning out your colours is a really good way to stop your colours from mixing and creating those murky colours on your paint. Okay, so I'm just going to do a blue down the bottom here. So I forgot to mention before, I've actually got two things of water here. One's dirty, one clean. So I've got the brush in the dirty water. So now that I'm going to pick up another colour, I'm going to use my clean water for the blue so that I don't get the colours mixing. So I'm just cleaning my brush and just going to pick up the clean water, and then I'm going to go for a blue, just a cold point blue, just for her dress. So just colouring her dress here, and I'll just start off by doing the edges so I can avoid going outside the line. And just gradually filling in the middle section using circular motions so I avoid seeing the brush strokes. This is actually a really good tip that I picked up using pencils, so like colour pencils. Just going in for some more blue, clean my brush as I go, just to finish off the edge of the dress. As you can see here, just using those circular motions again with my brush. So I'm just concentrating here so that the dress remains flat, and I'm doing that by avoiding a lot of brush stroke. I'm already starting to like this painting, and I'm particularly liking how the red and the blue are really starting to pop with the pigmented colours. And that's the kind of effect that you can get by learning colour theory, and these are actually contrasting colours. So I'm just going to let it dry so I can do a top layer. So we're going to move on to the black now for the hair. So just clean my brush in the dirty water, then I'm going to pick up the clean water to pick up my colour. So we're going to start off with the hair layer, and we're going to use similar strokes that we used on the dress so that we don't get a lot of big large brush strokes like we have here. And I'm just going to continue going around the circular motions. Just using some circular strokes. And I'm just trying to even out the paint a little because it's a bit wet, that I would like it. And now I'm really just trying to make that black really pigmented, so I've just gone back and get some more paint, and again using those circular motions. What watercolor tips do you have that are similar to this one that you've learned from using other art supplies? Please let me know down in the comments below so that everyone can possibly learn something from you as well. And we're just going back in for some more paint, really trying to make this black really pigmented, and I'll probably have to let this black dry so that I can go over and do another layer because it's probably not going to be thick enough of a pigment on the paper. So we have nearly finished off the hair here, and just making sure not to go over the red parts of the bow here. As you can see, I'm really trying to avoid it. If you haven't hit the like button down below yet, now would be a really good time to do so. That way I know to make more Disney art tutorials. So now I'm just finishing up the hair here, just covering up that red bit that's bleeding from the bow earlier. So just like the apple and the dress, I'm going to go back over the black when it is dried. So just while the black is dry on the hair, I'm just going to go over the white part of the dress. So now that I've done this, I'm going to wait for these to dry, and I'm going to grab up my watercolor pencils because I don't have a skin color here, and I'm going to do the skin, but I want to wait for the black and the red to dry so that the colors don't mix in. So we'll be back when this is drying. So I've just grabbed out my old Staedtler watercolor pencil, and then I just grabbed the skin color one, and I've just cleaned my dirty water. So I've just grabbed my zero paintbrush and I just grabbed my pencil. I'm just going to start up by colouring the hands here. So I'm just going to use the pencil just like I would with the palette, and I'm just going to show you here. So I'm just going to take the paint straight off the pencil, as you can see here, just wetting the tip of the pencil so that the pigment gets onto the brush. So let's get started painting the skin area of the painting. So I just picked up some bleeding there with a bit of paper towel. And back to painting the skin. So I'm just going to do the lips. So I'm just going over with some white paint just to fix up those mistakes with the red. So I'm just going to do over the bit of the black again, just while I wait for the rest to dry. So I'm just gonna do a bit of the blue again. And I'm just going around in circular motions. I'm just going to fix up the skin here. Now we're going to go in and do a background, just a simple one for this painting. So I'm going to do a splotchy blacker with a couple of colours, just the red and the blue. So let's get splotching. So I'm just going to go in and use a dark green for the stem of the apple. Clear water. Just going to use this dark sap green here. Just going to use the upward strokes here for the stem of the apple. I'm just going to do some yellow shading on the middle part of the apple. Just going to go in onto the side of the apple. Just blending in with the red. Just going to fix up a bit of the skin here. I'm going to let this dry fully now. I'm going to go back in and fix up the lip. Then I'm going to do the outline with a Copic liner. Okay, so off camera I actually just grabbed my skin color watercolor pencil and went over the skin again, and then I grabbed my aqua watercolor brush and just water brushed it out. So I fixed up the mistakes that I made here. So now that that's all dried, I'm just going to go over with my Copic fine line. This is 0.5, and I'm just going to go over these blue pencil marks here that I made with the Prismacolor color erase. Okay, so I'm going to leave the lining at that, as I actually quite like the blue line outside the white of the dress. So now I'm just going to sign it with. Okay, so that's our finished painting. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Please do remember to hit the subscribe button down below. There's also a subscribe button on the screen down here somewhere in the corner. Please also leave a comment down below and let me know of any specific watercolor tutorials you would like to see next, or any information you would like to know about watercolors. And please check out the description down below for the materials I have used, my Instagram account, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.